Edward Blyden was born in St. Thomas in 1832 in the Danish West Indies, free, educated, and black in a world that threatened those facts as contradictions. His parents could read, he could think, neither guaranteed belonging. As a young man, Blyden studied theology under the Dutch Reformed Church. His intellect drew attention. With the support of Reverend John Knox, he crossed the Atlantic. But American theological schools refused him, not for lack of preparation, not for lack of faith, but because the institutions that claimed moral authority could not imagine a black man entering their ranks. That refusal mattered. It forced a question that would shape his life. If Western civilization claimed universality, why did it practice exclusion? Blyden turned away from the United States and sailed to Liberia. Liberia was an experiment, a colony founded by free black settlers, governed through Western forms, resting uneasily on African soil. Blyden taught at Alexander High School. He wrote for the Liberia Herald. He watched closely. Freedom alone, he realized, was not enough. Imported systems often reproduced the same hierarchies they claimed to escape. By the time he was ordained as a Presbyterian minister in 1858, Blyden's thinking had shifted. He no longer believed black progress required imitation of Europe. He argued instead that African people possessed their own cultural and moral foundations, what he would later call the African personality. In 1864, as Liberia's Secretary of State, Blyden promoted the return of skilled black people from across the diaspora, not as refugees from racism, but as participants in an African future shaped by Africans themselves. The vision placed him in conflict with Liberia's ruling class, who governed through Western norms. The result was exile. In 1871, he moved to Sierra Leone. There, his ideas sharpened. He argued that African people on the continent and across the diaspora formed a single historical community divided by force, not faith. The idea had no name yet, but its structure was clear. He laid the intellectual groundwork for what would later be called Pan-Africanism, a vision that rejected European supremacy and insisted that Africa's future must be authored by Africans. Blyden's ideas crossed oceans. They shaped generations. What began as rejection became a theory of belonging.